Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Good afternoon, Moss. Good afternoon, Fuad.
Good afternoon, Chairperson.
How are you?
I'm fine, Chair. How are you yourself?
Very good. Please just round up members of Parliament. We are going to start immediately at 3 o'clock. Just make sure that they log in, please.
Yes, there's a few that logged in now, Chair. We will just check the numbers.
Yes, I will do so as well. I'll check.
Thank you, Chair.
Honorable members, good afternoon. The time is 3 o'clock. We are going to start with our meeting. I just made a quick roundup in terms of the attendance register to check who is in the meeting. I know it's myself, Honorable Dennis Ryder. I have specifically allowed him to attend this meeting in terms of the rules of the House, because the matter on the table, he's got an interest in as a member of Parliament, and he would like to participate. I have allowed Honorable Ryder to attend. Is myself, is Honorable Ryder, is Honorable Maleka, Honorable Dlamini, Mbali Dlamini, Honorable Badenhorst, Honorable Martha Bartlett, Honorable Motsamai, and I've seen Honorable Ndongeni. We can start with our meeting. Let me take this
Recording in
opportunity
progress.
to heartily welcome all of you to this important meeting. I also, on this platform, note key people who must be part of this meeting. I note the MEC for CoGTA in Gauteng, Honorable Huma. I also note the Director General of the Department of CoGTA at national level, Mr. Mbulelo Changani. Yes, and I see some of the officials that I know who are part of this meeting. I just want to establish something before we proceed. Is Honorable, Your Worship, the Mayor of Emfuleni, part of the meeting? Executive Mayor, if you are part of the meeting, just indicate that, or anyone from Emfuleni Local Municipality, just give that indication whether you are part of this meeting or what. Honorable MEC Khumalo, can you just speak on that? Anyone from Emfuleni Local Municipality?
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. I'm just trying to run through quickly on the people who attended. Then I'll confirm to you.
They need to be part of this meeting. Even last time we had to drag them to one of the meetings, and these matters that are before us this afternoon affect them. They need to be part of this meeting. Be that as it may, let me just proceed to check. Yes, from our side as Parliament, we are okay. We can proceed. We have the sufficient numbers of members of Parliament who are part of this important meeting. We're starting at this time at 3 o'clock precisely because this day, today, in the morning, which is normally the day that we use as the select committee, it was scheduled for a briefing session to present the reports from different provinces in respect of the oversight visit in terms of the provincial week that we had sometime 2 months ago. We were going to use this occasion in the morning to deal with the issues of the provincial visits as per the imperatives of the NCOP, and subsequently the meeting was postponed for later next year around February, March, and on the basis of that we couldn't proceed, and we had already requested members or issued invitations for the meeting to proceed at 3 o'clock. That is why we're starting this meeting at this time. If we inconvenienced any person, we are sorry about that, but this is how Parliament works. We've got to be at all material times on the foot to ensure that we do our job. Now, Moss and Fuad, more specifically, any apologies for this meeting?
Chairperson, good afternoon. In terms of what has been submitted to us, Chair, formally, there's no apology submitted, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
There's no apology. Okay, it's fine. Now, I think we are going to proceed in case that the municipality is not here. When they log in, they will have to explain to us why are they joining the meetings of critical importance. We are meeting here today because we want to consider the issue of the Section 139 intervention by the Gauteng Department of Provincial Department of CoGTA. To just sketch our understanding, the understanding is that Gauteng Department or government as a whole invoked Section 139(1)B some 4 years ago at Emfuleni, because as we all know, you invoke this provision of the Constitution because of the failure of the municipality to fulfill its executive obligations under the Constitution. You intervene because you want to ameliorate the situation. You intervene because you want to help the municipality to find its feet. You intervene because there is an imminent crisis in the municipality. You could do other things other than invoking Section 1391B. You could dissolve the municipality. You could impose the financial recovery plan. You could do such intervention that will salvage and save the municipality. But in this particular instance, the provincial government of Gauteng invoked Section 1391B. It appointed an administrator or a number of administrators in that municipality, and later, as we saw the report, they lifted the moratorium or the intervention, as it were, at Emfuleni. Now we are here today because we want to be appraised of the situation. We want the department to take us into its confidence about the work that it did, what precipitated the intervention, the kind of work that they unfolded in that municipality, and what happened. And in the process, the department will give us a guidance, but my sense is that the situation has not improved. I'm saying this precisely because of basically two reasons. One reason is that around July, we visited that municipality as a committee. We were not satisfied about the situation. In our respective view, the situation had deteriorated. Some 3 weeks ago, the department, the Committee on Petitions and Executive Undertakings invited the municipality, the provincial government, and all other stakeholders. The situation still perpetuated. Now we need answers. We need to be briefed properly by the department and by the municipality what happened. And in terms of the way forward, what is it that needs to be done to correct that particular situation? That's where we are. We are here because we want that engagement with the different players in that municipality, so that we get a sense of how we must proceed forward, because it is in the best interest of the people of Emfuleni that they have a functional municipality, that they have a municipality that will provide basic services to them, a municipality that will ensure social and economic development, that will encourage community participation, a municipality that will ensure good governance in a way that it will ensure that it fulfills the obligations and the objectives of local government as contained in Section 152 of our Constitution. We need that kind of a municipality, and Emfuleni to be that kind of municipality. Now, how we are going to proceed today in terms of our program, I will invite the MEC of CoGTA, Honorable Mr. Kumalo. He will give us guidance in terms of how they want to proceed. But if they can speak for about 30 minutes at the most, it will help us, because after them, we are going to afford the opportunity to the Emfuleni Local Municipality led by the Executive Mayor. I suppose that is now part of this meeting, or any other person designated, but we want to know who is part of this particular meeting. Would give them about 15 to 20 minutes, and thereafter I will invite the Director General of the Department of CoGTA at national level, Mr. Mbulelo Changani, to give us a perspective and the kind of work that they do in that municipality, so that we salvage and safeguard that municipality. This is how I propose that we must proceed. This whole situation will take us about an hour, and then the rest of the time will be allocated to members of parliament to engage with the three submissions that they would have received from the department, as I pointed out. This is how we are going to proceed this afternoon. Yes, honorable members. Can I then invite MEC of CoGTA, Honorable Mr. Kumalo, is allotted to you, Honorable MEC. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair of the Select Committee. Just to say that my office is busy trying to get hold of the Executive Mayor of Emfuleni for them to join the meeting. I was made earlier on to believe that there's a certain Stradom who is linked to Emfuleni, who was part of this meeting, but I'm not very sure. I think it was the end of our presentation, they would explain themselves. How we're going to present is that I would just give some preface on our presentation that would be presented in detail by the HOD of CoGTA, Mr. Barkley. If you so allow, let me proceed and preface by saying that the municipality was placed under the administration on 11 of June 2018. The reasons for placing the municipality under administration were: one, inability to provide adequate service delivery; two, allegation of maladministration; three, court threat by Eskom and Rand Water, as the municipality owed these entities over 3 billion; three, poor infrastructure maintenance; four, irregular appointment of service providers; five, poor revenue collection; and six were challenges with regard to collection of waste, service delivery, so to say. The intervention recorded some successes. However, there were persistent challenges in areas of finance, supply chain management, infrastructure, and service delivery. Hence, a request was made by EXCO to extend the intervention. In July 2020, therefore, the refocused intervention commenced. On the 30th of March 2022, the Executive Council resolved that the intervention in terms of Section 139, subsection 1B, Roman figure 1 of the Constitution will terminate on the 31st of August 2022. The said termination was accordingly effected and the administrators effect to the intervention in question to hold the office from the Can Samsung, can you please move? Administrator appointed to give effect to the intervention in question ceased to hold office as from the 1st of September 2022. It follows that with effect from the 1st of September 2022, the municipality assumed full responsibility for all the obligations that were subjected to Section 139, subsection 1B, Roman figure 1 intervention. In terms of finances, the turnaround plan on credit control, debtors and payment of creditors was developed in a form of progress around under finances. The second progress was a revenue enhancement was developed for the municipality. The third one was an attempt to meet obligation of Eskom and water payment agreement was affected by inadequate revenue services capacity by municipality, so we could not meet that obligation. So the total that was owed to these creditors was 5.9 billion as of September 2022. The list of reviewed policies and those approved by council, which is the SEM policies, it was approved by council. Audit plan and strategy was also approved by council. On supply chain, the committees were established, some with some difficulty in the previous financial years, with the district, municipality, and province providing support to those committees. And these are the following committees that were established: the BSC, the BEC, the BAC committees that were established and functional. Later on, there was no support from the district itself and from the province itself. For 2021-2022 financial year, only 17 out of 163 projects were advertised on the annual procurement plan, which only represented 12.5%. Despite these interventions, the infrastructure grant expenditure remains the lowest in the district. MISA was then invoked for further intervention. Insofar as solid waste, the solid waste management plan was developed. The waste management fleet were purchased by GDAT and delivered to the municipality, and these were two skip bins and 9 tipper trucks, 9 payload refuse trucks, 6 payload hook lift trucks, 3 by 4 TLBs, and 3 front-end loaders. The municipality waste management services improved with intervention of the province from 36% to 54% overall. Distribution losses, the total number of prepaid meters for the water installed and operated were 5,000, while several interventions to reduce losses were underway. Cost of supply studies for electricity losses and water conservation demand management, electricity losses were at 22%, equivalent to 368 million, and water losses were at 41%, equivalent to 385 million. Online metering and prepaid for residential and business, 12,500 electricity were installed and were operational. CoGTA have appointed service provider for this work to happen. Insofar as MIG, roads and transport, about 50 million was allocated for MIG in that just project which constituted about 40%. Rehabilitation of 41 roads were undertaken, and these have been completed. Phase 2 is under discussion, depending on the budget of municipality. And I can say, Chair, that currently the provincial government, the road transport, has committed to resurface about or refurbish about 42 internal roads in that particular municipality. 3rd municipal roads and streets were resealed, constituting 14.2 kilometers. Municipal gravel roads were re-gravelled and acquired 3 new gravel roads. Grading yellow plants were acquired by municipality. Support and intervention to address service delivery challenges. Section 154 of the Constitution of the Republic states that both national and provincial government have an obligation to provide legislative and other support aimed at strengthening the capacity of municipalities to manage their own affairs, to exercise their powers, and to perform their function. It is therefore important that both national and provincial government do provide support to municipalities. Section 63 of the Water Service Act is underway to address the sewer challenges in Emfuleni Local Municipality. And I must indicate that the approach that this section has helped us a lot in terms of bringing in the rainwater. The local municipality, a special purpose vehicle was put in place, and there's great progress insofar as sewer is concerned. It is our view as a province that should this model be successful in that part of the province, we will roll it out in other municipalities. Furthermore, support in collaboration between the Department of Water and Sanitation is underway to address water crisis in the city of Tshwane. So, and hence the point that I've just made. The province continues to facilitate engagement between the municipalities, including Emfuleni and rainwater, as well as ESCOM, to ensure payment plans are concluded and adhered to by the municipality. The facilitations aim at ensuring that water and energy security in the province is being secured as such. So with your permission, Chair, would then request the HOD, Dr. Bartley, to come in this regard. Thank you very much, Chair.
Recording stopped.
Go on, HOD.
Okay, good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson. Good afternoon, honorable members, MECs, and the colleagues on the call, DG, so on. Colleagues, can I ask that you load the presentation? Honorable Chairperson and members, in addition to what MEC has indicated, it's important to note that as CoGTA, we have established and adopted the regional model approach, where we have established a team of experts that will work in municipalities and support municipalities. Those regional model is applicable to all municipalities where we provide support to them. And in this case, it was also key in the process with Emfuleni. Chair, this support is also supported by the provincial treasury, and they also have a role to play. But jointly between CoGTA and the Provincial Treasury, our interventions is aimed at normalizing a situation in the municipality. As with any intervention, Chairperson, we need to provide a progress report, and we need to provide a closeout report once the executive committee of the provincial government has indicated that a intervention needs to be lifted. So Chair, in that regard, we have prepared our closeout report. That report was tabled in the Executive Council, and that report will then be tabled here. So Chair, as we table the report, I think members must just be cognizant that whether a municipality is under administration or not, we do monitor the progress and the performance of municipalities along the back to basic principles on a monthly and also on a quarterly basis. And the situation
Recording in
Emfuleni
progress.
was no different. Hence, we have implemented that intervention. But Chair, I'm waiting for the team to load the presentation, because from my office, we will table the detailed presentation. And from the department, I can just say, Dr. Judas Mukwena, he will be tabling the presentation. We have taken note of the fact that we will do it up to a maximum of 30 minutes, so that we can allow other members to table their inputs. Chairperson, I'm going to ask the team to just proceed because I have not seen that they've loaded the presentation. Colleagues, can we please load the presentation and we can start?
Dr. Buckley, we have made you a co-host. You can control your presentation. Will you be able to do that?
My office, I think Tulani and the team, can you guys please load the presentation? It will be easier like that.
Actually, ask Mr. Holiday to
Okay.
load the presentation. We're still waiting for that. Mr. Holiday, if you can give Tulane the right, Tulane Zigani.
Dr. Buckley, Tulane is a co-host now.
Thank you very much, Chair. Now it will be much easier. There we go. Can I ask the team to please proceed, but be mindful for the time as directed by the Chair? I know the presentation is very long, but we can focus on the key issues, and some of the questions could be asked at a later stage. Thank you, Chairperson.
Okay. No, thank you very much, HOD. Good afternoon, the Chairperson, honorable members present today, the MEC of CoGTA, DG, and also the HOD from Gauteng CoGTA. Colleagues, you are more than presentation, of course, with regards to that report. Of course, in terms of our focus in this report, we'll be looking at the purpose why this report. Will provide a brief background. We'll give reasons on the termination of Section 139. We'll also provide, the closeout report in terms of where we started and where we are, in terms of the current status and also the recommendations. You can roll, Tulane. I mean, the purpose, Chair, of course, is to provide reasons on the termination of Section 139 and also to outline detailed analytical and comprehensive assessment on the performance of Emfuleni administration in terms of Section 154, Section 139, subsection 1, and subsection B, and 139, subsection 5 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. You can roll, Thulani. Chair, you will recall that, somewhere in June 2018, there were some, persistent issues or string of poor performance, of course, in a number of critical areas in that municipality. I think the MEC has alluded to some. One, just to indicate or to demonstrate, quite a number of them, of course, is the inability of the municipality to provide adequate service delivery, to the community. To a larger extent, of course, there were allegations of maladministration. There were issues with ESCOM and also rent water with regards, to the monies that were owed, to these entities, poor infrastructure maintenance. When you go to Emfuleni, of course, around, the township, you get a lot of potholes, on the road, irregular appointment of service providers, poor revenue collection, of course, which is one area which, as a CoGTA, we came in and assisted the municipality to improve, the revenue collection streams, as it is one area that, as CoGTA, we had to provide support on. Some of the challenges, of course, was with regards to collection of waste. You find that, there are a lot of dustbins, people, they throw, rubbish everywhere. So as CoGTA, we had to come in and also assist the municipality to ensure that we keep, that municipality as clean as possible. You can roll, Thulani. Yeah, I mean, there are reasons, of course, for the termination, because as CoGTA, what we do a diagnostic, a review of any support that we provide to any municipality, Emfuleni included. Somewhere around March 2022, the Executive Council resolved that the intervention of 139 of the Constitution will terminate on the 31st of August 2022. Of course, there were a lot of, achievements that were made with regards to the intervention, the first intervention, and also the refocusing, intervention at Emfuleni. So they were, I would provide the reasons why the termination of 139, Section 139 at Emfuleni. You can roll, Thulani. Pertinent enough, Chair, you'll realize and you'll recall that, some of the critical areas that we identify were the issues of finance, hence, the intervention focus on those. Revenue enhancement was also developed, for the municipality. There were also experts, in finance that were appointed by CoGTA to assist the municipality to ensure that there are standard procedures for SCM, and also the policies were reviewed and also approved by council. We assisted further, the municipality with regards to ensuring that there's an audit plan, with regards to what are the key areas that has to be attended by the municipality to ensure that at least they improve, the audit opinion from the Auditor General. One of the issues, that we left the municipality with was, some sort of your financial recovery plan, which had some activities that the municipality had to own and also continue with the support and ensure that whatever template, whatever blueprint that we left in that municipality, it is followed through. As CoGTA, we're following through on that template or on that, blueprint that we provided to the municipality based on their successes and also the achievement that we made, through the intervention that is Section 139. We can roll, Thulani. Yes, Chair, some of the issues, your supply chain management, I think as CoGTA, we intervened and there was some improvement in terms of, their systems, in terms of how to commence, procuring services, up until towards the end of the entire process. Committees, of course, were established, those of BSC, BEC, and also BAC, and also we requested some support from other municipalities in the district. It was not only Emfuleni, but we, requested some support from other municipalities, including your Midval, including your Lesedi, and also your Sidibeng as a whole. If you look at how we perform in terms of the projects that we advertise, in 2021, of course, 17 of them out of 173 were advertised, which constituted or comprised something or 12.5% of the number of the projects that were advertised, through this intervention. Quite importantly, of course, I think, with regards to the SCM turnaround compliance framework, which CoGTA, assisted the municipality to develop. And we believe wherever we're at as CoGTA, through the support that, the municipality is implementing, this SCM turnaround compliance framework. To date, Chair, you'll realize that, some of the issues that were raised before the intervention, through our monitoring and evaluation, of course, I think, the concerns have been reduced drastically since the intervention. With regards to infrastructure, of course, as the MEC has alluded to, there were a number of, we coordinated a number of support from various departments and other stakeholders, of course, in this regard, was a GDAT, were in 2 skip bins, we delivered 9 tipper trucks, we also delivered 9 payload reviews trucks, 6 payload hook, lift trucks, and 4x4 TLBs, and also 3 front end loaders were delivered to the municipality in order to assist, that municipality to ensure that, waste is collected, within the jurisdiction of the municipality. What we have seen as a province, during the intervention, was for us to go back and analyze, on how far the municipality has gone in ensuring that they utilize, this support that we provided to them. We saw a marginal improvement, in terms of the collection of waste, moving from 36% to at least 54% in terms of the overall collection of waste in that municipality. You can roll, Tulani. Distribution losses, Chair, what we did as CoGTA was, to appoint a service provider, of course, to assist, the municipality with regards to the installation, of water meters, at a point during the intervention, we install up to 5,000 pre-meters, or prepaid meters in that municipality in order to improve, of course, revenue collection from the users, of water. There were also an online metering, of course, 12,560 meters were installed, and they're operational. In the same breath, of course, the 3 service providers that were appointed in order to ensure that, they assist the municipality with regards to the prepaid meters and also other issues that relates to water for a period of 3 years. And I think that, the contract of those service provider is about to lapse, or it has lapsed as we speak. With regards to MIG and also roads and transport, these are some of, the allocated adjustment of the budget that we provided to a municipality that amounts to, close to 50 million of the amount that was allocated to the municipality, and 23 million was used. 40% of that, for road and transport was utilized. So, we went a step ahead where we rehabilitated, 21 roads, to a tune of something like 49.58 kilometers in terms of the distance. And this was completed. Of course, phase 2 is still under discussion, depending on the budget from both, from both CoGTA and also Emfuleni, while coordinating, the other stakeholders that are critical in this instances. So, based on this achievement, Chair, and also honourable members, was that EXCO took a decision after analysis or proper analysis was conducted to say, let's hand over the administration and also the executive, powers back to the municipality, because, looking at the intervention and also the progress that we have made as CoGTA, and also as with other stakeholders. You can roll, Tulani. Yeah. This was a close. This is a close-out report, Chair. I'm not going to touch base on the background. You can roll, Tulani. We can move to key achievements that we observed, as CoGTA. You can pass the work streams. Yes, let's talk about the achievements, of course. There were TORs, or terms of reference, of course, that were formulated, to assist, the administrator in ensuring that, he performs, or they perform, their functions properly. One of the key critical area, of course, was the coordination of the implementation of the FRP, that is a financial recovery plan, which of course was developed, and also it was left and handed over to the municipality for them to continue the support that we left, as CoGTA. This area, of course, was achieved. You can move, Tulani, because there are quite a number of them, of course. Yeah, with the review and implementation of some financial systems, I think at some point, CoGTA appointed the service providers that we call them revenue expert, to assist the municipality to ensure that, they develop a strategy to assist them, to generate, a revenue for that municipality, not to depend, only on donations, from a provincial and also from the national government, which I believe that, as CoGTA, we have done this. We have seen, an integrated revenue management forum, which was established, and which was chaired by the head of revenue, and there was a war room, to a larger extent in ensuring that this particular area is attended to, on regular basis to ensure that the municipality is able to generate, the much needed fund in order for it to operate effectively. You can move, Thulani. As we move in terms of review and implementation of some, I think this is a repetition. Of course, there were electricity bylaws. The 6 months bill was approved by March 2018 by the council. Installation of metering. I think we have done that. Filling of senior managers' position, including MM. At the point when, in terms of your section 56, the municipality has some challenges in attracting, the best of the best, from the market. What we did as CoGTA was to get in and also assist them with vetting of advert, and also ensuring that, we involve ourselves in the process to assist the municipality to appoint suitable candidates for all, senior managers position. Even though there are some tedious challenges with regards to the filling of positions, as it stands now. But at a point when the intervention was there, we managed to fill at least 80% of the position, in that municipality. Yes, of course, we acknowledge and we know that the municipality might have regressed with regards to the support that we provided, which will give in terms of the current status, throughout this presentation. You can move, Thulani. Thulani, are you able to move? Yes, thank you very much. In dealing with disciplinary matters, of course, including criminal maladministration, and other related issues. At some point, CoGTA appointed, a firm of attorneys to assist the municipality to ensure that, the stability in the municipality with regards to, disciplinary cases, and also litigations, that the municipality was faced with. I recall at some point, we also recommended, or we appointed, a service provider that dealt mostly with the legal and also contract management issues, because those were some of the areas where in the municipality was, struggling to generate standard operating procedures, and also ensuring that they have a solid, contract management SOP in place, which CoGTA, has assisted them. And to a larger extent, what we did were to take some of the litigation matters that the municipality was involved, to send them to the firm of attorneys so that they provide, a comprehensive legal opinion whether the municipality should, appeal or the award, or the municipality should, drop and also settle, in a number of cases, which CoGTA did in order to ensure that we alleviate the stress, of the municipality, of attending, court cases on regular basis. With regards to payments agreements, with the third parties, of course, what we have seen at some point, Eskom and also Randwater, Eskom took a decision, to attach the bank accounts of the municipality, wherein, as CoGTA, we assisted the municipality to ensure that that is lifted, so that the municipality could be in a position, to ensure that it, delivers on the basic services to the people that falls within the jurisdiction of Emfuleni. But those discussions, of course, at some point, there was an arrangement, of repayment of this debt, with regards specifically your current debt, not the previous or the legacy debt. But in the process, the municipality defaulted, in the arrangements that we made, with Eskom. Hence they defaulted at some point because of lack of funds, and also that was a challenge, of course, that we identified as CoGTA. And I think at some point, as various stakeholders, we need to come together in one room and decide on how are we going to assist, the municipality to ensure that this debt, is paid, or they should make an application to Eskom, for this debt to be expunged. So those are some of the engagements that should continue with regards to intergovernmental relations. You can continue, Thulani. quite importantly, we went to an extent of reviewing the organizational structure because we felt that it was pertinent, for Emfuleni to have a proper organizational structure, that it will be in a position to deliver the services to the people. CoGTA appointed a service provider, of course, where in modern design principles, were presented to the municipality, the macro structure, with regards, and also the service delivery model, was delivered to the municipality. At the time or during the intervention, this is one area which I think it was quick for us to accomplish and also approved by council. It was left, to the municipality to implement the organizational structure. Yes, of course, there might be concerns in terms of the affordability of the structure that we presented to the municipality. But our advice was that it would be proper for them, to implement, the organizational structure in phases. The other area, of course, of concern was oversee all the budgetary and expenditure process in the municipality, which we believe, as CoGTA through the appointment of various, various administrators, of course, in various areas, they assisted, the municipality in ensuring that there are controls, and also the involvement of political principals in this regard, which was done, I think, properly to ensure that, we speak with this, with the same voice. Yes, of course, there's no one who Section 139, but however, as CoGTA, we ensure that we bring, all, the stakeholders that are involved in the municipality and also those that are outside in ensuring that whatever that we do, especially in this regard, your provincial treasury is critically, in this regard, because they were part of, the intervention from its commencement up until, it was closed. You can continue to learn. Yeah, some of the issues, of course, these are just internal structures, which, as a team, we managed to ensure that, the local labor forum is functional, and also ensure that, employees are, engaged on matters, that affects them on regular basis. In terms of the AG, of course, years 2016, 17, 18 financial years, there were challenges with regards to the audit findings. As a department, what we did, we sent a team to the municipality to ensure that all the areas that were identified by the Auditor General are attended to. And I, from where I'm seated, 12%, in the progress 22, audit findings have not yet been addressed. But I believe that the municipality, they do have a template wherein they follow each and every finding that the Auditor General discovered. You can roll, Tulani. Yeah, in terms of the contractual obligation, the municipality negotiates, with the third parties. Of course, this was one challenge, especially the parties that, owed by the municipality, or even the municipality, or those parties owing the municipality. We had to sit down as a team and, try to develop some strategies in terms of ensuring that whatever debts that are owed to the municipality are paid. We enter into arrangements, in terms of repayment of those debts, to the municipality, which, the team did. Some of the contracts, that we felt that, were not properly awarded, to various, service providers were cancelled, like your MPT debt collection review, was cancelled. Your security tender was, cancelled. Your BX smart metering, your municipal services. There were a number of them that were cancelled because, as CoGTA, we felt that there were some other, issues that were not attended to, or that were not addressed, in the awarding of this, a number of contracts to various service providers. You can roll, Tulani. Yeah, there was no dispute, between the administrator, that were present there, or the administrators, and also the executive mayor. Hence, we said there was no dispute that occurred, because we work together as a team. In terms of your monthly report submission, of course, the administrators submitted on quarterly basis to the HOD at that point, quarterly reports, and also that were submitted to EXCO, for noting and also for engagements as we go forward. Tulani? You can continue. Yeah, despite all the achievements that we achieve as CoGTA, there were challenges that were persistence, that were stubborn, and those areas, of course, was more on your supply chain, was more on finance, was more on your infrastructure service delivery. You can continue, Thulani. I think this is just the repetition of the previous slides. You can continue. You can move. You can move. You can move, Thulani. You can move. You can move, Thulani. You can move. Let's pass all the slides. Yes, let's get in here. There were key observations from the initial, interventions. Some of those challenges that we identify as CoGTA, of course, was your aging infrastructure, a lack of meters, in a number of critical areas. You can go back to Lani just to give a brief. In order for us to have a look on the first intervention and also moving to the second refocus intervention, as it was called. This was a motivation, of course, which was provided to EXCO, with regards to how far we've gone in that municipality with regards to the support. But however, as a team, we felt that there was much needed support that we still have to provide to the municipality. Hence, we made a request, to EXCO, the extension, of the focus or refocus intervention was granted. Hence, we are going to look at some of the interventions and also the achievements that we made as CoGTA team. You can roll quickly, Thulani. You can roll quickly. I'm just mindful of time. Yeah, these were some of the challenges, Chair. Your supply chain, like I alluded to, your finance and also infrastructure. I'm not going to talk to this slide, Thulani. You can continue. I think the next two slides, they speak to the same issues. You can move on. Yes, you can move on. Yes, you can roll. The intervention commenced, in somewhere in July 2020, of course, wherein we had to look at those, like I said, permission, to extend intervention was granted by EXCO, focusing on the three critical areas that which I've alluded to. You can move to Lani quickly. These were, a number of administrators that were appointed, an experienced engineer, that was Mr. Zimu, a professional architect, which was Mr. Gilbert Martins, Tilly Hlongwane, of course, a chartered accountant, Mahlaba, a chartered accountant, Rianda Kruger, of course, chartered accountant, and Lisedi Mere, who's more, into change management strategies and also into finance. You can move on to Lana. You can move on. I think that the next three slides, they speak to supply chain, infrastructure, and also finance. You can move on. Continue. You can move on. Same. Yeah. In terms of this was just a motivation on why we intended to move with speed in respect of the intervention. You can continue to learn, because this is just a motivation, which I'm not going to get into it. Yes, you can move on. Some of the challenges, some of the achievements, of course, on the refocus, I think the MEC has spoken to them, of course, that relates to finance, supply chain management. Remember, we're focusing only on three critical areas that were stubborn, that it was difficult for us to move them. So we had to focus on, only on these three. The turnaround plan, of course, on credit control, and also, the payment of creditors was developed, revenue enhancement through your finance expert, of course, they are appointed. We had to look at, the creditors. We had to also to look at, what is owed to the municipality, wherein we even, to a larger extent, strengthen you know, the SCM policies, you know, which were approved by council, and also your audit committee had to look at some of the strategies that has to be implemented in terms of addressing a number of audit findings, you know, by your Auditor General. In terms of your supply chain management, I think I alluded to this slide in terms of the appointment of a number of committees ranging from BSC, BEC, and also BAC, you know, assisted by other municipalities within the Sidibeng region. You know, 17 out of the 160 projects, you know, were advertised at the point of the intervention. There was also intervention, of course, you know, I mean, with regards from MISA, in as far as your grant expenditure is concerned. You can move on to learning. So these are some of the key achievements, you know, on the refocus area, you know, as a department that we're able to identify to say this is what we have achieved. We might not have done, you know, attended or addressed all the issues, but because we had to, based on the capacity that we have, and also assisted, you know, by various stakeholders, we had to come back and say, you know what, these are the areas that we have to deal with. We managed, you know, to deal with issues of solid waste, which I've alluded to, you know, before, in terms of the delivery of various paraphernalia, you know, for this municipality to be able to utilize in ensuring that the stability and also service are provided to the people. Distribution and also losses, you know, we have identified issues of water losses and also the issue of electricity losses. Hence, we managed, you know, to install prepaid meters. You know, there was also electricity losses and water conservation demand management, which was developed. You know, we managed at a point wherein, you know, electricity losses were sitting at somewhere at 22%, which of course it was not an ideal, you know, percentage for us. Water losses, of course, it was a bit higher, which was sitting at 41%, you know, but as a department, you know, these are some of the achievements, because before our intervention, these figures were a bit higher. We had, of course, you know, like I've said, you know, the prepaid meters for residential areas or also businesses, because what we found, you know, the large, you know, power users are the ones that, you know, owe the municipality, you know, a lot of money, because at some point, you know, they had to, I mean, they withdrew, you know, their payments to the municipality, because they felt that, you know, services were not provided sufficiently or effectively by the municipality. But engagements, you know, ensued at that point to ensure that, you know, those large power users are able to pay so that the municipality is able to generate the much needed funding. With regards to MIG, of course, you know, like I said, I think I've alluded to this slide. Third roads, you know, to a kilometer of 14 kilometer was resealed. You know, in ELM, gravel roads was re-gravelled. You know, I mean, for a distance of 200 kilometers. But however, this might not be enough, of course, you know, because as CoGTA, to a larger extent, we are constrained by issues of trade of tools. You find that, you know, the municipality, I mean, doesn't have, and, you know, just skipping bins, you know, for them to collect waste properly. But as CoGTA, we managed to deliver with the help, of course, of GDAT and other stakeholders in this regard, to assist the municipality. You can move on to Lani. In terms of the audit findings, of course, there were 43 audit findings. A number of them, of course, were attended to, but only 5 were not responded to. You know, most of the findings were related to issues of ICT, you know, and also issues of non-compliance to a larger extent. But for 31 of those audit findings were resolved. And we had to develop some sort of an assets, you know, register for the municipality, because this was a critical area wherein we felt that, you know, there were findings that were recurring from the AG. So we had to develop, you know, some sort of a template or some sort of a tool to assist the municipality to ensure that, you know, they follow through on the findings that will have been, you know, delivered by AG. There were a lot of, you know, litigations, you know, and disciplinary, you know, matters in the municipality at the point of the intervention. Of course, there were 14, of those which were reviewed, and 9 were due for settlement based on some of the legal opinions that we received, you know, from the legal company that we appointed at that time. during the intervention. Of course, 10 disciplinary matters were concluded. You find that some of, managers in various municipalities, not only Emfuleni, they are not willing to be chairs, of disciplinary hearings, and we had to go out there and request some assistance from other municipalities to chair some of the disciplinary hearings. There are a number of charge sheets, which were delivered or served to a number of colleagues, of course, and some of the hearings at that point were still ongoing. And I believe that a number of these issues will have been addressed by now by the municipality. You can move on, Thulani. Yes, these are some of achievements through the refocus. Of course, I will speak to the unblocking. A contractor was appointed, of course, by DWS to ensure that there's unblocking, of sewages and also attend to issues of Val River. There were 10 unblocking contractors that were appointed. We deployed 16 lease vehicles, honeysuckers, tender, which was ongoing at that point, which I believe, it was concluded. Training of staff, of course, in terms of blocking of some, of the sewages or challenges that the municipality is faced with. With regards to some of the challenges, of course, we engage, with rainwater in order to be part, of us, even though the municipality even though rainwater was owned by the municipality, but rainwater, came over and also assisted, to a number of issues with regards to developing a project, a plan with regards to some of the issues of refurbishment, the repairs, capacity upgrade, and all of those. There are a number of, stakeholders, stakeholder engagements that we undertook, as a collective to ensure that we support this municipality as we go along. You can roll, Thulani. Yeah, you can skip this one and speak to the same issue. Yes, these are some of the achievements. Of course, 44 pump stations were refurbished. There was also an external tender, which was at that point en route to signature when we submitted this closeout report. Non-functional pump stations, were fixed at that point. There were also some of the issues with regards to tenders, which we felt that at that point, they were already on the ground assisting the municipalities with regards to the pump stations, and also the park line, a 1.3 kilometers line to pump stations 2, was conducted, and also with the help of DWS, of course. There were contractors, that were appointed in terms of, developing some of the systems and also some of the frameworks that were intended, to assist the municipality. With regards to recirculation lines, of course, from household to the bulk lines, 7 civil contractors, of course, were appointed, and also with regards to the framework, they implemented some of the issues, in 7 sites. There are also 19 additional sites that have been designated, for the implementation. There were a number of contractors, of course, that were on site in areas as such as Sebokeng and also Everton. There are also operations and also maintenance in terms of ensuring that the roads were travelable, and also other infrastructure of the municipality that will assist the municipality to generate revenue for it to be able or to be in a position to sustain itself going forward. You can roll, Thulani. Are you still there, colleagues? Thulani? Are you able to move the slides, colleagues? Colleagues are able to move the slide? Okay.
Dr. Mkwela, I think Tulane is having a challenge. Let him come back again. There's a challenge moving the slide.
Hello?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Chair, we seem to be having some challenges here. The slide is gone from our colleagues. They are trying to reconnect.
I was also about to say that you must round up the discussion.
Yes. All right. No, thanks, Chair.
you've gone well beyond the allocated 30 minutes.
All right.
Okay,
Now I'll try
that's
to summarize.
Doctor.
Are you able to come back to Lani, or should I use the one that I have on my side just to continue for the?
Dr. Mokoena, I would suggest you proceed,
Tafita?
make reference to the different slides, but we need to round up now. I think just
Yeah.
proceed.
Okay, no, thanks, HOD. I'm trying to exit the full screen on my side here. Yes, let me quickly, round up the slide. Yeah, I will only focus now on the current status, just focusing on the areas that we believe that they require or the support that we are still continuing to provide. But I'll touch base only on, I think, slide number 71, which I felt that is very, very much critical in terms of the filling of senior managers' positions. Of course, the challenge there, the municipality is sitting at 62%. Of a vacancy rate, and which we believe that, it is not good for the sustainability and also the stability of that municipality. So this is, the tool, that we use in terms of tracking some of the progress that the municipality is making. But, what we have seen in terms of, I think that would be your pillar one in terms of your ward-based war rooms that are functional, and also your presidential imbizos are functional, and also mayoral engagements with communities. Those are some of the critical areas which we believe that, they are functional in that municipality. But, further support, for large user billing data. Of course, what we did, we are focusing on areas like your tariff policy, like your credit control, and also debt collection, bylaws, and also some of the analysis that we do, or conduct as CoGTA. We're looking also at cost containment, policies in that municipality, and also budget policy. There were no major issues in some of the critical areas, and we're also focusing on the recoverable debts, and also writing off some of the debts that we couldn't, recover, and also to ensure that, we have a sort of a tariff booklet, to assist, the municipality going forward. Well, the municipality, I think from where we're seated as CoGTA, from the, all the support that we provided, we're near far, ensuring that municipality is stable, that municipality is self-sufficient, that municipality can operate on its own without, the support of CoGTA or any other stakeholder. From where we're seated, whatever support we provided, and I still believe that we might have done 70% or 80%. But, the other percentages, are supposed to be done or conducted by the municipality. I would like to take this opportunity. It was a long presentation. Of course, we couldn't summarize because I wanted to provide, the detail in respect of, the progress that we've made as CoGTA at Emfuleni. Over to you, Chair, and thank you very much once again.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. Yes, indeed, it was very long, but at least it shed light about what happened and what is it that you're doing now to improve the situation, amid the fact that it can be contested and be engaged. But it's okay. Let's see how it goes. Can I then invite the municipality? Who is there from the municipality? Has the major ultimately logged in? Who's there from the municipality?
Afternoon, Chair.
Afternoon,
Chair.
Okay.
Afternoon.
Yes, afternoon, Chair. Greetings to yourself, to also the members of the Select Committee of Parliament, the MEC, and all the CoGTA delegation. and the Emfuleni delegation. Chair, the one speaking right now, it's the Executive Mayor of Emfuleni, Gauteng. Chair, let us welcome the report that has been reported, and I believe that the MM is also part of the entire of the delegation that will respond to some of the things that have been said. But the Chair, one needs to start or to depart from the angle to say that one, as people of Emfuleni, we really appreciate the kind of an intervention that was brought to Emfuleni, and which is, as it appears, that around from 2018 and up until last year. So we came very late in 2021 as a fifth administration, but fortunately enough, because some of us are staying around in the townships around Emfuleni, so we knew of some of the problems that have been there in the municipality. And we further appreciated when the EXCO in the province said that let them give this new administration a chance for them to prove themselves and to start working towards assisting the municipality, of which it was a journey that we took. We worked very well, very close with CoGTA, I must say, and we still appreciate the level of support that they gave to us up until this time. So the MM will just take us through the report, and then after that, then we can come back and then bring it back to you, Chair. Thank you. MM.
Good afternoon, Executive Mayor. Good afternoon, Chair. Chair, we did not prepare the report as a municipality because I think the invitation was very clear on our side that we're invited for the presentation of Section 139. We really appreciate, as you've alluded, Executive Mayor, the support that we've received through Section 139 and the work that was being done in terms of the intervention. I think we do support the report. I don't want to repeat what has been said. I think the report itself, I mean, it was very detailed. I mean, on the works or on the support that we've received, I mean, from the province. Yes, there's some improvements. Yes, indeed, there and there. There's where we have regressed, I mean, in terms of the report, but we're working on that, especially on the executive director's position at a time when, there was a time where it was fully, all the senior managers, I mean, were fully appointed, but with the resignation, then we regress, but we are working on that. Up to so far, all the executive director's report were advertised, interviews, I mean, were done. The council has approved 3 which we have submitted, I mean, to the province. We'll receive the feedback by Friday when we communicate it with the province. And the others, what we do, they are going for the assessment. Once they are done, then we'll take them, I mean, to council. The one that they went to the province is the EDP, shared services, public works. The one for infrastructure, it is closed, and the one for community services, so I mean, we've done the interview, is for assessment. The one for the CFO, you will recall that I mean, at the time where the CFO, when the administration, I mean, I was here, and then there were issues, and the council has resolved. They intimated, I mean, the service of the previous CFO. We did interviews. We've done the shortlisting. So we're about to, I mean, to do interviews, I mean, and the assessment. So, Chair, I mean, in a nutshell, I fully appreciate, I mean, and support the presentation that is done by the province. I don't want to duplicate, I mean, on what they've presented. Thank you, Chair.
My gadget is stalled. Thank you very much, both the EM and MM, for your submission. Can I give over to DG Changani to make some comments, if possible?
Good afternoon, Chairperson. It is Stella Duma here. I'm the DDG for Local Government Operations and Support at DCOG. DDG has had to join another session and has requested that we represent him. I'm not sure if the Chairperson
last time you were in KZN, you are now at National. Thank you very much.
Yes.
This looks familiar, but I wasn't aware it's you. No, you are happily welcome. Yeah, help.
No, thank you, sir.
Right.
Thank you. Just to indicate, Chairperson, that as DCOG, we are very much aware and involved in supporting the Emfuleni municipality. The report that has been presented here by both the provincial government and the municipality is a report that we are familiar with. We want to indicate to the committee that we have also supported the municipality through a procedure that is called conversion of MIG, which is Section 20 of DORA, the conversion of the direct allocation to an indirect grant, precisely to deal with issues of water and sanitation that are plaguing Emfuleni. That process has been supported by province and by the municipality itself. And we are already convening the steering committee there to commence with the implementation. The minister has designated MISA as the implementing agent for that program in Emfuleni, and MISA has already commenced work to assist Emfuleni to resolve some of the water and sanitation challenges that it is facing. So we are supporting Emfuleni, Chairperson, and we appreciate the fact that the committee itself is taking an interest in the matters of Emfuleni. And we believe that the discussions here are going to enrich and give us some guideline in terms of how we can support that municipality further going forward. Thank you very much, Chairperson. We will respond to questions if there are questions at your discretion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DDG Huma, for the submission as well. Honorable members, we have received 3 basically submissions from the province, which was long and detailed, the closeout report itself, the comments from the municipality and from the National Department of CoGTA. Can I, based on that, take this opportunity to invite you to make some remarks, some comments, even ask questions about what was presented before us this afternoon? I'm ready to take some hands. Honorable Raida, you are the first one. And Honorable Sheikh, the second one. Those are the 2 hands. Let's start with the 2 hands. Honorable Raida, over to you.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much for accommodating me on this meeting. Chair, it was a very clever presentation that we've received today, because it's painted a very interesting picture of what's happened during the intervention in Emfuleni. But you know, if this was a game of cricket, it would be like saying, wow, the Proteas scored 212 runs. Fantastic, great result. Unfortunately, it doesn't mention that the opponents scored 215 runs and beat us, and we were on an early flight back home. So what do I mean by this, Chair? So sitting and telling us that 5,000 meters have been installed in a municipality is all good and well, except for the fact that one needs to consider that there's 297,000 households in this municipality. So 5,000 meters is actually barely 1.5% of the households that have got meters in. And Chair, historically, we know that many houses in this municipality are not metered, and those that do have meters have got meters that are 25 years old or more. Telling us that you've paid 159 million rand to Eskom in a certain month tells us nothing, because it doesn't tell us how much is actually owed to Eskom and how much more is being incurred on a monthly basis. Chair, we must remember this municipality got to this position through a very, very difficult time. There's been a long history that has led us to where we are now. And part of that history, Chair, is that a representative from the Auditor General's office was shot at a few years ago when they went to this municipality to go and try and make the people there accountable, or to go and find out exactly what was happening there. So if we look at the interventions, the Section 139 interventions that have happened in the municipality, they were pretty much split into two. There was the MEC Mamabolo intervention, and then the MEC Maile intervention. When Mr. Maile presented to this committee last time, he admitted that the MEC Mamabolo intervention had not had the desired outcomes, and he promised us that there would be much better interventions. Chair, now what this presentation did was it focused very strongly on slide 21 on the irregular expenditure that they've managed to get down from 800 million in 2017-18, and they've managed to get that down to 200 million in the last financial year. What they don't talk about, Chairperson, is the fact that unauthorized expenditure. Now, Chair, let me just preface that I'm going to interrupt myself and just say, just remember that procurement was one of the key issues that was a central part of the administration. What the presentation didn't tell us, Chairperson, is that unauthorized expenditure during the period of the intervention increased from 1 billion rand to more than 8 billion rand. Chair, you're on record with a press release in July of this year stating that you were disappointed by the ballooning by 178% of the unauthorized expenditure in the municipality. That's the reality, Chair. On a budget of close to 9 billion, 8 billion, or almost 8 billion is unauthorized expenditure. This municipality is not spending their money well, and in fact, under the control and the watchful eye, supposedly, of the provincial administration and intervention, even then, Chair, the unauthorized expenditure was totally out of control. And Chair, there are documented instances, properties being bought for 1 million rand and sold to the municipality a few days later for 40 times that, with no explanation for these increases. Chair, so the intervention has not had the desired effect and the desired impact. And if one just looks at the case on the ground, so, you know, we need to acknowledge it's almost a year since this intervention. In fact, it's over a year since the intervention was terminated. And now it's being presented to the NCOP committee. So we should obviously see much better things happening on the ground. Chair, unfortunately, if one looks at the Section 71 report of the municipality this month, you can have a look and see that the collection rate that was mentioned, there was huge mention just now about we helped increase the collection rate. The collection rate for this municipality is 57%, Chair. Electrical losses, 22%. And water losses are sitting at 64% loss. Now, Chair, any spaza shop owner will tell you that if he buys stock and loses 64% of that stock before he can sell it, he's going to be running at a massive loss. There's a massive problem. We understand that there's been an intervention, Section 63 intervention into the municipality, but it's not having the desired impact because the water losses are not coming down. Water losses have been consistent around 65% for the past 6 months or more. And yeah, before that, they were slightly lower. So it's getting worse, not better. Chair, the Section 71 report also shows that monthly expenditure for the month of July was 78% above what was budgeted for the month. So expenditure, the only way they managed to get a balanced budget presented to Treasury was by producing a Hail Mary budget, because it didn't include most of the expenditure that they are actually incurring. So, you know, now when you're actually looking at the actual figures, 78% over budget on expenditure, and of course, 6% below revenue collections. So, Chair, we've got the debts to Eskom and to Rand Water. There still has not been a proper solution to that. The fact is that Treasury has indicated that Emfuleni qualifies for the debt to Eskom to be written off, but only if they meet, I think there's 14 criteria. Chair, Emfuleni has absolutely no hope of meeting at least 7 of those 14 criteria. So it's not a solution, it's a dream, Chair. It's not going to be achieved. If you consider that this municipality currently has their bank account attached by creditors, the bank account is still attached by Rand Water. This prevents them from actually doing service delivery. If you take a look at the definition in the Constitution, Chair, at my Acacia Park home, so it's not my normal copy, but Chair, if you have a look at the Constitution, section 1395, it actually clearly states there that if a municipal council cannot perform their constitutional duties because of financial reasons, there needs to be an intervention. Chair, there's no sense in uplifting this intervention. It should not have been done. The reasons that you've given us in this presentation for uplifting the intervention are not the real reasons, Chair. The real reason was a political one. We understand that, but the fact is that for the people of Emfuleni, let's get past the politics, Chair, and let's talk about getting people in there that can actually run this municipality, because they need the support, Chair. The current people that are in there are not able to run this municipality. It's getting worse by the day. The interventions, we've had the Defence Force, we've had Rand Water, we've had all sorts of people coming in to assist. It hasn't helped yet. Chair, province needs to step in strongly, and failing that, the National Department of CoGTA needs to step in and put people to run this municipality. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Shaik.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chair, I think I'm covered to some extent by some of the questions or input that was made by the previous Honorable Rider. I might just add a few as well. Just in terms of the financial recovery plan of the municipality, which was a challenge, I think, in the very first intervention, especially in relation to implementation, etc. But also given the fact that if you look at the recent information that is being presented by the province, there are challenges with regard to the collection rate. But if we can get an indication, especially in terms of what is the status of the financial recovery plan for the municipality. The other issue, Chair, is with regard to the forensic investigation that was undertaken. And I think at that time as well, there was issues around the remedial action in relation to that investigation. And I know this was done in the very first intervention, but obviously I would want to also know what is the status of that. I think the Eskom debt and the Rand Water debt has been covered to some extent. But also, Chair, with regard to the UFW as well, I think has been covered to some extent by Honorable Rider. But I think the regression in that also, Chair, is a bit concerning based on the performance assessment that was presented. I think the status of that as well would also be appreciated. But Chair, with regard to the filling of vacant positions, and I know the municipality as well has made an input around that. Those vacancies, Chair, and the what is indicated in the document that within 6 months that the province would provide assistance in relation to that. can we also get some kind of status around where we are in that process and what is the time frame around that? And then finally, Chair, you know, with regard to litigation cases, can we have an indication in terms of where the municipality is in relation to that? Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sheikh. Any other contribution? Any other contribution before I come in? Okay. It would seem that there is no other hand available. Let me just make some remarks and questions. I don't know for how many times now that this committee has engaged with the same situation, the same issues from Emfuleni Local Municipality. But I'm going to highlight what this presentation is missing. Firstly, you have not told us how many administrators you have deployed during that period from 2018 until 2022. You have not shared with us how much have you spent in relation to the work of the administrators. I have not heard you plainly talking about the fact that Eskom has attached your bank account, because you are not owing Eskom 3 billion rands like in 2018 before the province came in. It had skyrocketed to 6.5 billion rands. And there had to be long litigation process, which led to ultimately the High Court agreeing that Eskom must attach your account, which was a very serious indictment. The report of the Auditor General is very, very bad in that municipality. Whether it is in terms of irregular expenditure or fruitless and wasteful expenditure or even unauthorized expenditure, is very, very bad. And the situation, in my respective view, has not improved in the way or in the picture that you have painted as a provincial government when you came in. What is the current situation? Or even before I talk about the current situation, national government had to come in. SANDF had to come in to rescue the situation in terms of waste management and the spillages that were happening in Emfuleni, which were themselves health hazards. Very, very terrible. In relation to the Department of Water, it had to also come in, invoking Section 63 of the Water Services Act to take control of that situation. Now, sitting here alone, listening to the presentation themselves, I'm asking myself a question, and the question is, has the province succeeded? Remember when you invoked Section 1391B, in the words of all the presenters from the province, the MEC, the HOD, and this other official who presented the presentation to us. You had to intervene because the situation was dire, was very bad in 2018, and you made that intervention. Now, has it improved? With all that we are saying, I regard all that we say, most of the issues as intentions, what you intend in doing to resolve the situation of Emfuleni. The report of the Auditor General paints a bleak picture about the state of finance, whether it is in relation to the issues that I've spoken about, whether it's because of the vacancy rate and all of that. Just the vacancy rate in your own admission, 62% of the posts are filled. The rest are not filled. What is happening at Emfuleni? And I'm worried because the concerns that we are sharing here and expressing in this meeting are the concerns that the overwhelming majority of the people of Emfuleni are expressing about the state of governance and service delivery in that municipality. Now, where are these results that you're talking about? I can understand that, as you say, and as it was presented before us in this meeting, province is working with the municipality, is working with national. But I argue that the people of Emfuleni have got to see tangible results, have got to see progress, have got to see improvements in terms of the work that you do. And for me, this is very, very concerning. Emfuleni is not just an ordinary municipality. It is a very, very critical municipality in Gauteng. Sometimes I even ask myself, why can't it be turned into a metro? That demonstrates the fact that this is a very, very important municipality. It is a big municipality that must render services to the people, that must ensure good governance, that must improve service delivery and all of that. And for me, these questions have got to be responded to. I'm going to, I'll pause there in terms of the comments and the questions that I posed, and invite you to comment on the three issues or the three presentations or questions and issues that honorable members have made in this meeting. Based on that, we will formulate a way forward about what needs to happen. Over to you, MEC or HOD.
I would ask the HOD to come in first.
Good afternoon, honorable members and Chairperson and all members once again. Chairperson, the comments raised by all the members are very valid. And Member Ryder is very clear about the number of meters we installed and the interventions that have taken place. You know, Chair, when we put an intervention in place, the success of an intervention is always the ability of the municipality, as the intervention draw to a close, the ability of that municipality to sustain the intervention. That's only when you will get real progress. I can comfortably say, Chair, that at the time of us reporting to the Executive Council, we have demonstrated some improvements in the municipality. But it appears, as with the vacancy rates that we have, the loss of critical skills in Emfuleni, particularly finances, infrastructure, and so on, have resulted or contributed to the fact that the municipality have not sustained the sort of performance. And Chair, I must just say that at the time when the intervention with MEC Mamabolo took place with MEC Mahile, I was that time the head of Department of Roads and Transport. And our intervention was to ensure the improvement of roads in the municipality. We have signed an agreement with the municipality to do some 40 inner roads and some of the provincial roads. Those has been done. There is other interventions that we are currently looking at. So from that perspective, that work has been done. Chair, I can also say that from a perspective of the financial sustainability, at the time of the report to EXCO, we did also indicate that whilst the department, or should I say the municipality, is on a level of recovery, the financial recovery plan process with the provincial treasury must remain intact. And the municipality do report on a monthly basis to the provincial treasury. Currently, the municipality also still has an unfunded budget, but the work that is done by both treasury and CoGTA is to ensure that we bring the municipality to a stage where revenue collection is improved significantly. The issue of large power users as a critical intervention of the department should be sustained so that you can have those large power users paying for services. Over the last few months or so, Chairperson, the municipality have at a rapid pace conducted the interviews for the executive directors, and as the indicated, they have submitted 3 positions to us for concurrence. They submitted it last week. We gave them feedback on Friday to submit additional sets of documentation. As we are sitting now, they have submitted the information, and we want to, by as early as Friday, as a department, submit a request to them that we either concur or we just want to give them an opportunity to explain. But we all do that in a manner that we also improve our processes so that we can provide the necessary support and they can bring in the necessary capacity. Chair, with the support that we have provided, particularly when it comes to litigation, and I want the municipality to also talk about that. The litigation and the labor relations issues was a serious problem, and I think it currently still is, because about 3 weeks ago, in our IGR structure, it could be slightly longer, the and the team have indicated that they would need some additional support when it comes to labor and legal matters. And from that perspective, it shows that the matter is still not fully under control. And that for us as CoGTA also remains a matter of great concern, because if we don't attempt to assess each case based on its merit, and as a municipality, if we are in the wrong, we must admit that, but as opposed to fighting matters in court, we should rather settle, because that costs can be huge. So that is also a process that is underway. Chair, as we are with the current situation, Chair, there are pockets of improvements. I wish the municipality can sustain the number of senior managers and the capacity that they have so that the performance can be significantly improved. With the infrastructure challenges that we have there is part where MISA is now also getting involved so that they can support us in that process as well. But Chair, this is a situation that if we don't put our hands on deck, it can spiral out of control again. And the MEC has directed us to commission further assessments so that we can advise the provincial government, including national, how we need to proceed. The MEC has already specifically, not even for Emfuleni alone, but for other municipalities such as Merafong, Emfuleni included, written to national, where we need to request support when it comes to dealing with the infrastructure related issues from a water and sanitation perspective. There has been engagements with Eskom and with Rainwater, both from the MEC side, the executive mayor, and we have also gotten the premier involved to engage with the chairperson from Rainwater as such, and further engagement with Eskom is underway. That situation has partially improved, but if we want to see some improvement, you need to ensure that the commitments that we have made is sustained. Chair, let me ask the or the executive mayor, they can add on further on the current status, and we can then ask the MEC to conclude. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, HOD. In that order, please. EM and MM.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you very much, HOD, for the clarities that you gave. MM, maybe you can take some of those issues that we've been discussing into details and brief the meeting about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Thank you again, Chair, for the opportunity. Chair, I will give some comments. I will start with the electricity losses. Yes, the report is correct. We are at 22%. I will want to outline this in relation to the ESCOM debt, whereby the municipality did apply for the debt relief as per the circular 124, and the debt relief was approved immediately, effective from the 1st of June. Immediately after that, there was also a court judgment that was against the municipality, whereby the court gave an outcome or a judgment directed that the municipality should appoint ESCOM as a electricity agency, whereby the large power users can pay directly ESCOM, and immediately, and in the meantime, for a period of 6 months, ESCOM and municipality draft an agency agreement that will lead that all electricity customers are paying ESCOM directly in a way that it will assist the municipality in the payment of a current account, because in one of the conditions that is there on the debt relief program is not to default, on the current account. As a municipality, through council, we did welcome that judgment because it came also as a support, whereby they're highlighting that since from 2018 the municipality is being struggling, to pay ESCOM. But when ESCOM now is on board together with the municipality, we're able to collect, because it's clearly directed that ESCOM should collect where there are some defaults from the customers. We are enforcing the credit control. That program we've started, we've met with the large business. We are still in the transition time or period. We've seen that large power users are paying. Also, in a way, it mitigates, against the fact that if our account is attached, we are unable to transact for both rainwater and ESCOM. But this process, it does assist us that ESCOM, we know they get their money directly. We have drafted a draft agreement. We also have a program. Today, we're supposed to meet with ESCOM on the draft agreement. Well, late yesterday, we received a communique from ESCOM that their legal are not ready, but they're looking at the program. So we're also involved with, the National Treasury, in the process, to ensure that we are fulfilling the debt relief conditions, and also NERSA is involved. Then when it come to rainwater, yes, we owe rainwater, but we came up with the alternative solution where both of us, through also the ministry, that it will resolve the problem. So the municipality and the rainwater, through council resolution, they're going to enter into a special purpose vehicle where there will be an entity that is formed, and once it's formed, what will happen? It will have its own board. It will have its own people or managers. That will run. The entity. Currently, the situation where we are now, we are doing the due diligence. We are expected, to submit on the 15th the final report of the due diligence. Once we're done, next year, and then the SPV, it need to kickstart. So we're also consulting, with labor, everyone that is involved. Then what will happen at the end with the amount that is owed by the municipality? That money, it will be the debt of the entity, in a way that it will resolve the issues that the municipality, is owing rainwater. So it will be formed like a Joburg water. We know that type of of an entity. And also again, there is an intervention from National Department of Cooperative Governance and the provisional through section 6B, with the challenges that we've experienced, where our account, it was attached, where we were unable to spend the grant money. Then the treasury was approached that in terms of the DORA, there's a section that permits that we can go through Schedule 6B, where MISA and the municipality, they will be implementing agent. Now, what will happen? It will on the transfer, National Treasury, will transfer to MISA, and then when the work is done, on the ground, we the service providers that have done the work, they will be able to get their money. So there are projects that are already appointed, the service providers, and the contractors. Yesterday, where the initiation meeting, where the contractor need to start, with the project in that regard. And then, let's check. The other issues, on the status and on the vacancies, yes, those three we did reported already, where we will be getting the report back, from the province. And I also indicated that the other senior managers, position, executive director, community services, were done. We are with the interviews. So now we're in the process where they need to go for the assessment for the infrastructure planning and development, which was the position that I was occupying, previously. So also we've done with the shortlisting, and the position, of the CFO, we've done with the shortlisting. Then when you come to infrastructure, water and sanitation, as a municipality, we are about to complete the water and sanitation master plan, the asset management plan, and the water service development plan. So we're expecting, the report by the end of, of the next month in December. The program, started last year, whereby they are doing the conditional assessment so that we know what are the conditions, on the ground, how much it will cost, to replace, the asset. Also, as well, on the road and stormwater, we did advertise, for the compilation of the road and stormwater master plan. We did submit the business plan to MIC. It was approved. So now, once the tender is closed, and then it will be the issue of the evaluation and adjudication, and then we can appoint the service provider. On the bid committees, chair is not like previously. The bid committees are sitting. We've got 2 bid evaluation committees. If there are many tenders that need to be evaluated, both of them, they sit. The education committee, it also sits. If there are any issues, chair, before I take it back to the to the HOT, I would also like our CFO, which is present in the meeting, also to comment on the finances of the municipality, of where we are and what we are doing about it. Thank you, Chair.
Chairperson. Chair. Mas?
Maybe the last comment before the chair, while it's still
my gadget, my gadget is quite problematic. You can proceed.
Chair, I just want to confirm what the HOT has presented. Yes, on the litigation and the labor. Yeah, Chair, we are still struggling. It's one of the challenges that we're facing. It is correct that we've requested the intervention, of the province, or the assistance of the province when it comes to legal issues, because the labor matters, are giving us, a challenge. There's where we settle, but there's other matters. I think they need more people, with expertise in resolving, those issues. Chair. So, Chair, if allowed, can I hand over to the CFO just to talk on the finances of the municipality? Thank you, Chair.
CFO, very brief.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon. Yes, indeed, it's a challenge, but I need to indicate the reasons why. The 57% that was said by the honorable member. The reason for that is because we now have large power users paying directly to Eskom. And in the first 3 months, we had challenges with getting information on time to update on our side all the payments that have been made to Eskom directly. That issue has now been resolved, and going forward, we will be getting information from Eskom to update on time so that our report is accurate. I must indicate, Chair, that indeed unauthorized expenditure is a challenge, and the biggest challenge, as honorable member indicated, it's because of the high losses that we are incurring on water services. You can understand that if 64% it's not being billed, it means to recover for that water expenditure, we will need to charge almost 2 times or 3 times for the service to be able to recover that. So we are working as indicated by the municipal manager with rainwater so that we can start reducing the water losses, and we will be able to then afford the bill that rainwater is currently charging us. Otherwise, when we look at irregular expenditure, with the measures that spoke about in terms of reducing irregular by having panels and making sure that bids committee sit on time so that we don't extend contracts, we are starting to see reduction in terms of deviation and in terms of extension of contract. And I believe that going forward, we should be seeing reduction in irregular and unauthorized, especially if we manage to get the debt relief and sustain the program. We should be able to relieve the municipality, because out of the 7 billion we owe, almost 6 billion of that will be written off if we comply. However, Chair, because of the outcome of the High Court decision in favor of Eskom, we are now working with 2 conditions. One is the outcome of the High Court, and another is debt relief. So we are working with National Treasury to make sure, how do we deal with those areas where the debt relief is not in line with the court order, so that we are able not to lose at this relief. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, thank you, CFO. Whilst you are on the platform, can you just highlight the key issues or what you are doing as a municipality in terms of the issues raised by the Auditor General, your post-audit action plan, just key issues in terms of how you addressing those issues, other than those that you already mentioned about UIF and W?
Chair, one of the things we develop an audit action.
Acting CFO, we no longer hear your voice.
One real big issue that led to the qualification, which was submission of invoices on time. And we had a situation where some departments were not submitting invoices on time and only submit at year end. We improved that by making sure that on a monthly basis, we inform all the departments the invoices that they have not submitted and make sure that they get submitted on time. In this current financial year, we make sure that by the end of the financial year, the only invoices that were outstanding were June invoices that we could only request post the year end in July while we are preparing for the AFS. So we have implemented measures to try and make sure that we avoid the qualification. Yes, Chair, we still as issue compliance in terms of 30 days, those we will not be able to meet. But we are even now making sure that all the matters that are raised by internal audit throughout the year, we follow up on them. They sit in executive management meeting and report, and we all as executive follow up on all the items that are sitting and in what we call internal OPCA, which is the findings that internal audit will have made. And this will help us to make sure that we deal with matters that may have not been in the previous audit opinion, but that are now emerging, and we deal with them before AG arrives to do the audit. So there are measures in place, Chair, but we are working very hard to make sure that we implement even consequence management on those that are not following SOPs in terms of procurement. Yes, it took time and it's taking time, especially with the fact that some of the
CFO, are you still there?
initially we were at
The CFO got cut. I see an indication that he has left the meeting. It's okay.
Sorry, Chair, it was just network.
Are you done?
Chair, I was just indicating that the attachment had an impact on progress that we were making, especially on project, because with the attachment, we had a lot of projects that were on the ground that we could not pay. Unfortunately, Chair, that made us to lose a portion of the grant, which we now have to pay from our internal coffers as a result of the progress that was being made on the ground, but we could not pay. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. As you round up, Mr. Duma from National, your last parting shot. Mr. Duma, are you there? Mr. Duma?
Hello, Chair.
Hello.
Hi, this is Toivo.
Yes.
Toivo from DDG Duma's office.
Yes.
I think he's having connectivity challenges.
Okay. No problem.
But he did ask that I do indicate to the committee that as national government, we've been very supportive to Emfuleni. We are part of their processes. We are part of their processes to address the Eskom debt issue and the water attachment issue, specifically through the 6B intervention. That's a tangible intervention where we came in, and we came in because it was a cabinet decision to come in where a municipality is struggling. So we are part of those particular processes. And he also wanted me to indicate that part of the reason that the president came to Emfuleni was the question that you asked, Chair, that where is the visible service delivery that is happening at Emfuleni? He sees the progress that is made in the reports and the presentation, and he wanted to see for himself. And indeed, the president did come to Emfuleni, supported by some of the cabinet members, and we saw what was happening at Emfuleni. And he did release a statement indicating that he's pleased with the improvements that is happening in Emfuleni. He can see that the municipality and the province, we're all trying to address those particular issues to resolve, especially you can see in the sewer spaces, we're trying to address those particular issues. The 6B project is going to address those issues, and it should be we should be able to see tangible progress by March next year, 2024. With the province, and we are led by the HOD, we try and ensure that we do meet and discuss issues regularly. We also meet every second week to address the 6B intervention and to track those particular progress Chair. So I think we've got a very holistic IGR approach to assisting Emfuleni, and we are confident that for the past year, the interventions that has been made, and specifically the municipal manager and the mayor who are at the forefront of leading these interventions, we are starting to see some level of improvement that is currently taking place. And I'd like to also direct members to go and look at Letabo. Letabo is an interesting app. It's a community app where community members can report infrastructure, water-related issues in the municipality. And that is one of the examples that we are saying that we are seeing the municipalities to address issues that are water leakages or putting in place revenue enhancement strategies that can help the municipality to become viable. And of course, we've got MISA, who's also on the ground to assist the municipality also. I think I've covered pretty much the support from national government. And just to say, we are pleased with the work that is happening in Emfuleni. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Toiva. As we conclude, I want to say that as this committee, throughout our work, we have been having a keen interest in the developments in Emfuleni. We have been very much concerned, like all other people, about what is happening there, the service delivery challenges and all of that. We have engaged severally with the successive administrations in Emfuleni, as well as the provincial government. I think, in my view, it is in the best interest of the people of Emfuleni that we resolve the issues. They don't deserve what they have experienced in the past. They need service delivery to happen. They need to see their lives improved. And thank you very much for the effort that you are making. Thank you very much for working together as the three spheres of government to improve the situation at Emfuleni. But as I pointed out, and you are right to say that the president has also expressed the view, we want to see real, tangible results. We want to see a municipality that is able to independently function on its own. The people of Emfuleni have elected their public representatives. They expect them to serve them and to serve their interests, nothing more and nothing less. And our view is that all the issues which were raised, whether they pertain to wastewater, they pertain to infrastructure collapse, they pertain to non-provision of water, they pertain to all the issues that the Auditor General have raised, especially in respect of the UIFW and other issues. We want to see at the end of the day the issue of the ESCOM debt resolved, and we want to also ensure that the issues pertaining to the debt relief application that was launched, the preconditions that are set by the National Treasury, we want to see them addressed. And at the end of the day, we want to see a very stable municipality that work for the betterment of its communities. As a committee, we will continue to observe the situation. We will continue to ensure that we engage. We will request the reports. We will objectively assess those particular reports and present certain recommendations that we think that are important for the benefit of the people of Emfuleni. Out of this process, once more, we are going on an agency basis. We are going to present our report before Parliament so that we say to the House, this is what is now transpiring at Emfuleni, And please, the questions that we ask, can you within a week ensure that we have responses to the questions, especially around the administrators, how much was spent, and any other outstanding information that is very, very much important, so that in a very holistic way, we present a report before the House, so that the House is updated on the state of affairs of Emfuleni Municipality. With that, I want to really thank the department that have presented, as well as the municipality. MEC, we are thankful that you have honored our invitation. We were becoming worried that every time when we engage with you, or when we want to engage, especially with the matters of Emfuleni, you were not available in the past. But we are thankful that today, this time around, you joined us and you engaged with us fully until the end of the meeting. And I really want to appreciate the closeout report that was presented before us this afternoon, and thank all the officials from your department for helping us to understand more and better the situation of Emfuleni. Thank you, the mayor and your team, for expressing views. And we really want you to work very hard in a very non-partisan, in a very not discriminatory way, to ensure that the people of that particular municipality do benefit. And thank the national department for supporting you. And we want all hands on deck. We want you to ensure that in real practical ways you support that municipality, so that that municipality stand on its own. As I indicated, Emfuleni is a very, very big municipality. It is a very, very strategic municipality going forward, and it needs to do what is expected of it to ensure that at the end of the day, it succeeds. With those words, thank you very much, all of you, for attending this meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. The meeting is adjourned.
Recording stopped.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Chair.